Payday 2 is a game that has a lot of achievements. Like, a lot. Over the game's 10-year-long lifespan, Payday 2 has a total of 1,328 achievements. Quite a lot, especially compared to other games. A question that often gets thrown around a lot is, what are the hardest achievements? And I thought, why not actually try and make a list of them, as I've actually 100%ed the game myself. And before you ask, yes, I don't have a social life. Before we begin, I think the best way to do this is to categorize the achievements differently. There's not going to be a one-size-fits-all outright hardest achievements, but there are quite a few which are the hardest in their own category of achievement. I've decided to go with 5 main categories. Skill. Achievements which require raw skill to obtain and can be used as a metric of player skill. Time consuming. Achievements which are quite self-explanatory. Achievements that aren't exactly challenging, but take a lot of time to obtain. Speedrun. Achievements which require you to complete a heist or certain objective within a set amount of time. Teamwork. Achievements which require a coordinated effort of teammates to obtain. Luck. Achievements which have nothing to do with any of the previously mentioned categories and rely purely upon good old RNGesus. With the nature of a video like this, please do note that this is primarily going to be based off of my own opinion, but I have tried to take into consideration how the average player would deal and handle getting these achievements. Now, for skill, this one should be pretty obvious, being 1 more down, none to go. 1 more down, none to go requires the player to complete 84 heists. Rat, Steelos heist, Transport Crossroads, Transport Harbour, Transport Train heist, Transport Downtown, Transport Park, Transport Underpass, San Martin Bank, the Big Bank, the Biker heist, Hell's Island, Bank heist Cash, Bank heist Deposit, Bank heist Gold, Bank heist Random, Brooklyn Bank, Car Shop, Santa's Workshop, Dragon heist, Black Cat, Hostile Takeover, the Bomb Dockyard, the Bomb Forest, Diamond heist, Murky Station, Crude Awakening, Henry's Rock, Saucer House, Election Day, Diamond Store, Bullocks Mansion, Fire Starter, the Yacht heist, Panic Room, Four Souls, Frame, Scarface Mansion, Art Gallery, Greenbridge, Safe House Nightmare, Prison Nightmare, Huxton Breakout, Hoist and Revenge, Curse Kill Room, Jewelry Store, Aftershock, Golden Room Casino, Shadow Raid, Boiling Pool, Mall Crasher, Undercover Border Crossing, Border Crystals, Hull Army, Stealing Christmas, The Diamond, Lab Rats, Nightclub, No Mercy, Counterfeit, Beneath the Mountain, Birth of Sky, Mountain Master, Goat Simulator, Breakfast in Tijuana, White Christmas, Midland Ranch, Cook Off, First World Bank, Go Bank, Heat Street, Reservoir Dogs Heist, Shackleton Auction, The Ukrainian Prisoner, Meltdown, Brooklyn 1010, Breaking Feds, Lost in Transit, The Ukrainian Job, The White House, Watch Dogs, Big Oil, and Alaskan Deal. All on the Death Sentence 1 down difficulty, from start to finish. But not Safe House Raid, for some reason. I was hesitant at first to call this the hardest skill-based achievement, but after some thought about it, I kinda realised it's the only really hard skill-based achievement, and basically just wins by default. This is a pretty tough achievement for 2 main reasons. It requires you to play through 84 heists, all from start to finish, so it's pretty time consuming, as well as all of the completions having to be on the Death Sentence 1 down difficulty. Death Sentence 1 down isn't going to be that much of a walk in the park for your average player to even get a single heist done, much less every heist in the game. Nowadays, it isn't really that hard of a difficulty, with how powerful some perk decks are like Hacker and Kingpin, but to your average Joe playing, they'll be in for a really tough time, especially with the harder heists in the game like Goat Simulator. Similarly to the skill-based achievements, there was only really one achievement I could pick based off of how time-consuming it was, and that was becoming a king among thieves. Becoming a king among thieves requires you to reach the 100th rank of infamy. Now, if you're new to Payday and don't know what infamy is, it's basically a prestige system. Long and short of it is that when you reach level 100, you can hit a button to reset your level back to 0, but you get an extra infamy level. So for this achievement, you have to do that 100 times. Not too hard, just really time consuming. I hit it in roughly a year and a half after Infamy 3.0 came out, and I play the game pretty consistently, so for the average player, this one's going to take ages. There are methods to get through Infamy levels quickly, such as Mark and B's 31-minute Infamy runs, and I'll link their channel in the description if you're interested in seeing them, but for most people, this is going to take ages to get done. Everybody loves a good speedrun, and Payday 2 has quite a few achievements to help satisfy that niche, ranging from pretty trivial, only requiring you to know a specific strategy like Let's Do the on Ukrainian Job, moderately challenging like 1337 on First World Bank, but there is one speedrunning achievement which easily takes the cake, being the Auction Cry. The Auction Cry requires you to complete the Shacklethorne auction job in stealth within 5 minutes on the Overkill difficulty or above. The Auction Cry is tough. Really tough. It's a very harsh middle ground between it being based on skill and it being based on luck, as with certain RNG you can get the security boxes hacked sooner, get the keycard sooner, and get the vault code faster and so on. But even with good RNG, you will still need to know how to play the heist well, as 5 minutes doesn't really give you that much time to work with if you're having to slow down for cameras and guards. Payday 2 has quite a few achievements that require you to play in a group. though it's not really too surprising, given it's a co-op shooter after all. But still, some of the achievements that require you to play in a group can be really rough for quite a few different reasons, requiring coordinated weapon choices, masks, etc., but none of them reach the same level of difficulty that Reputation Beyond Reproach does. Reputation Beyond Reproach requires you to, on the Breaking Ballot heist of the Election Day job, complete the heist of you and your 4-player crew without anyone ever getting downed, cloaked, or cuffed on the Death Wish difficulty or above. To get Breaking Ballot on day 2, you must either tag the wrong truck on day 1, or just get unlucky when hacking the computer in loud, which is pretty easy if you just figure out what the right truck is, and then purposefully tag the wrong one. But it's still a pretty needlessly complicated step just to get into Breaking Ballot. Then, actually completing the heist itself is a whole nother beast. You need a 4-player group, so you can't do it with bots, so good luck trying to convince people to play Election Day loud to begin with. And then also manage to finish the day without anyone going down in any form whatsoever, being pretty rough as it's very possible just for someone to get caught off guard by a dozer or a cloaker. As the saying goes, Lady Luck is a fickle mistress. Sometimes in life you get lucky, and sometimes in life you get very unlucky. But there is nothing more annoying than achievements that rely purely upon luck, and there is one achievement that especially stands out as a shining example of it. Guessing Game. Guessing Game requires you to, on day 2 of the Fire Starter job, complete the heist in stealth without hacking the computer. Guessing Game has some pretty bad odds, having about a 1 in 10 chance that the random wire boxes you pick will be correct, as there are about 5 boxes that will spawn on the map. So you have a 2 in 5 chance that your first box will be correct, then a 1 in 4 chance that your second box will be correct, working out to a 1 in 10 chance that you actually get the combination right. And then you also have to get the server out and escape, all without tripping the alarm. Now, I'd personally argue that Murphy's Law is a harder achievement, having very similar odds and having you have to wait behind a few objectives in a drill. However, it can be made much easier with the usage of an info HUD like Vanilla HUD Plus, as it can tell you how much loot is on the map, which you can just check and restart until you get no money. And Guessing Game has no real way to cheese it like Murphy's Law does, so you just have to brute force it. That's all I really have to say though. This was quite a fun video to make, with having to choose an achievement for every category, as there definitely are some tough achievements to obtain in Payday 2. If you have any thoughts on the achievements I picked, or felt like I should have picked a different achievement for a category, feel free to drop a comment. I'd love to hear what you have to say. As usual, I've been Cookie Dough, and have a good one.